welcome back to our special edition of Core Mastery Summit with the CEO, founder of Core Mastery Summit, Dr. Gregory Buford. We talked earlier, but let's dive into what made you create this. Why, there's so many conferences as we were talking about. What's unique? Why was this such a passion project of yours?
So what I do when I see myself as a creator, and the way that I create things is I look at where there are gaps. Okay, where there are gaps. There's 100 different type of business courses out there for med spas in this space. It's rather crowded. So I looked at it and said, how can I create blue ocean? What's a really unmet need? So this is not a business course. This is actually an entrepreneurship course. It's called a Core Mastery Summit, the Aesthetic of Entrepreneurship. What that means, and I use this quote all the time, being an entrepreneur is like jumping off a cliff and building your wings on the way down. Okay. There's no net, it's a very scary premise, and things are constantly changing. Half the time you're riding high, you're sailing high, and you're thinking, this is great, we're building something. The rest of the time your sphincter is tight because you're thinking, oh my God, we're going out. I've been working 25 hours a day, and what's going on? The med spa industry, let's look at that real quickly. Med spa industry, started back probably in like the early to mid, 1990s. Back then it was essentially, let's bring some lasers together, do some spa treatments, kind of meld those. That's the term medical spa. Okay, that's how it was born. Fast forward, back then, med spas really weren't taken seriously. Med spas were just kind of like, you could get things done, you can get your fluff peels done, you can get maybe some toxins by an inexperienced injector. Now, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry with private equity coming in, buying them, rolling them up, into bigger entities. You've got big, huge chains like Ideal Image. You have Skin Spirit. You have a bunch of these, that are essentially getting into that and expanding. So this is a serious business, and serious businesses require that you take the business seriously. I would say if you don't run your business runs you. So what I wanted to do is, I'll kind of segue to a different thing. You and I, I learned so much at the bar. I learned so much at the bar because I go to these meetings, it's this endless monologue where you've got a speaker up there. He's got the same tired slides, he's done it all the time before, and then after that, I'll look and I'll say, oh, there's Johnny. And so I'll go and say, Johnny, let's go grab a drink. And then what happens is you and I talk about what's real behind it. Well, you and I talk about the backstage. You and I, pull back the curtain. That's really what I wanted to create. I wanted to create a conference where we have the best, the brightest, those who are actually shaping the industry, and give our attendees the ability to actually network with these people, strategic collaborations, people that they would never have the chance. You and I are actually very blessed because, we can literally probably call anyone in the industry and say, hey, you probably don't know who I am. I'm Dr. Johnny Franco. And they say, well, actually I do. I've heard of you. Can you take my call? And they'll do that. Not everyone has that benefit. So what I wanted to create with this is a legacy, something that's blue ocean, something that's not been done before, something where people can come and they can see emerging trends. They can see what's new. They can hear speakers like you. Your talk, your panel on weight loss. That was not just, your ordinary boring panel. This was not like, hi, I'm Dr. Johnny Franco. This is what I'm doing really well. It was the passion behind it. What's my brand differentiator? How do you get started? That's the kind of stuff we want to latch onto that energy and share it with people. And so far, this is the inaugural one. And, aside from a massive snowstorm and apparently a breaker going out, we're waiting for the zombie apocalypse. But if that doesn't come, we'll actually throw off a really good meeting. But that's it behind it. And I think, for me, there's been a lot of people that have really helped me along. And so I wanted to create a conference where people can come and they can say, you know what, I attended your conference and wow, I really learned a lot of these key details. I learned from people that, I might not have heard about. Some people may not have heard of you. A lot of people probably don't even hear about me, but they're like, oh, he has some information to share. So that's my without even coffee on board. That was my my energetic moment there.
And I don't think the timing could have been any better because, with some of the economic changes, I think with some of the private equity, other stuff, I think people are really trying to figure out where's their footing, where are they going next? How are they going to be able to survive in this competitive world?
Right.
So I think, something like this was the timing was perfect for something like this.
Thank you. And I think, one big thing that I always talk about is what really damages you, what really hurts you as a business person is not knowing what you don't know. It's that blissful naivety that, say, oh, well, I'm just going to do business as usual, not knowing that the light at the end of the tunnel is an oncoming train. It's basically saying, I created this so people can look at it and say, wow, this guy talked about how he did his, XYZ, how he built up. I'm making some critical mistakes, and this is how we can learn and be even better.
Well, and most of us that were either physicians, surgeons, nurse injectors, PAs, didn't really learn how to follow our dream in terms of the business, the other stuff, which people will say, well, it's business, you're a medical provider, but if the business doesn't run smoothly, you're not providing a good service. Then patients are going to be like,
right.
Hey, I didn't get this follow-up call. I didn't get this. I didn't get that because the process wasn't smooth.
Right. Shameless self-promotion. 2010, I launched a book called Beauty in the Business. It's about how to create a customer-centric business, and the old adage of, if you don't run your business runs you. If you don't have a healthy business, just like if you don't have a healthy body, you can't perform functions very, very well. If you don't have an economically viable business, you can't be the best for all your clients. Those really run hand in hand. So my attitude is, let's teach people how to build something, most importantly, that's fun. You got to enjoy what you do. I mean, there's only so much bandwidth you have during the day. Steve Jobs once said, you want to be able to look in the mirror every day, when you wake up and be really energized about what you're going to do with that day. People have talked about, pretend like every day you have cancer. I think that's, it's a little bit morbid or something like that. But, the way I look at it is, we only have a short time in this space. Let's play in the sandbox and let's have some fun. Let's do something. And that's really what I'm trying to do by bringing on speakers like you, by bringing on our other wonderful panelists, and really share that information, but also as well too. I mean, and you're such the I can't think of the term, the persona for this, the energy behind it, the passion behind it. No one of your success goes into work and goes, yeah, I think I want to do something today. And just sits there with a droll look on his face. I'm sure you drive your staff out of their frickin' minds because you've got so much energy. I mean, I know that because you and I are very similar. My team are always like, all right, what big idea, what grand venture do you have now for me? But I think once you lose that vision, once you lose that passion, once you lose that childlike creativity, hang up the freaking shingle. I mean, it's, or take down the shingle, whatever you want to say, because you really should be having fun. Because when you have fun with your business, it's your patients can see, your patients can see. They want to walk in where, all your team is like from top down. They're all very energetic. They're all very excited. I'm sure when people walk into your business that, I mean, they're like, they can tell from the front desk to the back office. They're like, these people are on a mission. They're on a journey. They're doing something that really means something. And that's powerful, because there's a lot of stuff we can be doing. And I'm sure, you're a smart guy. I'm a smart guy. We could probably be making more money doing it. But what's so funny is, I think I'll speak for you on this. The money's great, but that's not all that it is. I mean, the biggest thing, at least for me, is it's a sense of accomplishment. I mean, let's talk about the summit. I'm just a simple plastic surgeon. I mean, and I've got, a couple hundred people here. I mean, I've got the best of the best speakers. I've got the best of the best sponsors. I mean, how did I do that? I mean, seriously, how did I do this? Because I'm someone so important? No, it's because I've got all these great relationships. I leveraged those and I sold them on a vision. I sold them on a pitch. I sold them on a dream. And they bought in, and it was not a BS dream. It's a legacy that I want to leave behind in terms of helping people be better, floating their boats to higher positions, to really not leaving anything on the table in terms of success. So for me, I mean, this is a lot of fun. You know, you gotta find your passion.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have passion in your life, game over. I mean, you know, put another quarter in. It's not fun anymore. You gotta have passion.
Well, Dr. Buford, I can't thank you enough for having me be part of it, letting us be a part of your inaugural event. So I know you're super busy, but the Core Mastery Summit, and I'm sure this won't be the last one because this is absolutely phenomenal.
Nope, we're gonna keep doing it. So
awesome. We'll see you guys.